Last Sunday evening in Japan, OpenAI quietly unveiled their new deep research product, powered by the previously unreleased O3. In this video, I show you how I used O3 plus the UI tool Storybook to build a full production-ready front end for a real-life project, all in under an hour. This is amazing. Plus, I'm sharing a brand new open source template loaded with my favorite AI tools so you can get started right away. Let's dive in. Hey guys, I'm here with a really exciting new tutorial. I want to show you how you can use this brand new deep research feature of ChatGPT, which behind the scenes uses this unreleased O3 model that is just insane at coding. I'm going to show how I can actually, instead of doing a research request with the web, I can kind of hack this into actually writing code and specifically writing a set of cursor instructions to build out the entire front end of my application in a single shot. I'm really excited about this. This is the first time I've actually been able to use this new O3 model. All the evals have shown it's just like one of the top coders in the world, which is a little hard to believe. But after just running this through, I'm very excited. This is the future right here. I'm just can't wait to show you what we can do. All right, so to give a little backstory, as part of my day job, I'm working on this new project where we are building this browser agent, and we kind of need to set up this sort of playground with some sample applications that the browser can go and try out, and we need to build some evals and things like that. So I found this random sample site. This is very old. It's in German. This is a French site. It's just crazy. But I went and took some screenshots yesterday. There was a transcript of this YouTube video. I just threw it all in here. I put my cursor rules. And the key is I hit this deep research button, right? So you hit this. Doesn't matter what you have selected here. It's going to go out and use this new model, which behind the scenes is O3. It'll go out. I've done it with research. It's cool. But what's really cool is if you ask it to act as a technical fellow, and at the end of this prompt, I'm saying, give me a very detailed spec of exactly every page here and of this software. Okay. So I did all that. You can kind of see this thing is amazing. Like if you actually look at what it did, it's pretty neat. So basically here's kind of what we want to build. Okay. So then I did another request. I basically said, I want to convert that information into a detailed numbered list of about 1 story point tasks, right? And these are small tasks that the cursor agent, I think, can kind of get to on its own. Want to make sure to pull in the necessary data for each one. And I want to use this for a storybook story. Okay, I'll get to that in a sec. This is going to be a long, detailed list of markdown. Use numbers for the top level and check boxes, unchecked, for each substep. Okay, that's all. This thing thought for like 20 minutes, right? Like it's going crazy behind the scenes. But when you look at what it actually did, it's really cool. It created these little, this whole checklist, basically starting from the ground up. So starting with the atomic, all of the individual components here, the component library, starts to build these components into, drop downs. And basically it's building out all of the pieces, all the way up until the individual screens of this sample app that I'm trying to build. Right. So you can see how long this is. Very cool. All right. So before I go and copy this in and start working on this, I want to highlight something. This is a trick that one of my coworkers, Jared, shout out to Jared, you're a genius. He came up with this idea for a project last week where, normally I start at kind of a lower level with my data schema, and then from there I get the API, and then from there I kind of go and build the front end on top of it. Now, one of the problems with that is oftentimes as I'm making changes to the UI or as something doesn't quite look right, I have to go back down through the stack, update the API, I have to update the database. And every time I update the database, right, got to run a migration. It's kind of a pain. So Jared's idea was, hey, let's just focus on the front end. And the nice thing is we can use Storybook. And what's nice about Storybook is you can actually put in kind of live data and really just kind of go through the ringer of like all the different states, all the different things you might need. And if you do it right, you can basically, you can see here, this is just the sample, add in real live data without having to worry about the database, all this stuff, right? Very cool tool. I've been using it for a while. It's great. Really good best practice for developing. All right. So the other thing I did too, I threw this together. If you guys want to play with this, this is just my Next.js starter. This is an extremely opinionated starter. I've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. One of the keys to this stack is a lot of these tools here are kind of ideal for using AI coding agents, right? Tailwind, very verbose. Things like Prisma does a great job of encapsulating all of your data in one place. You can go through here. A lot of these things. I have some helper functions for, ingest. If you want to do background jobs, that's all there. Resend, doing some quick things. All this stuff is kind of just stubbed out in this repository. I put this together, mostly for myself, but you guys feel free to use this. I probably won't go through and if you're adding a bunch of stuff here or doing some pull requests or issues. Honestly, I probably won't fix it. Just fork this, right? This is a template. Just use this. If you want to build it off your own, if you think it's terrible, don't worry about it. But if you like it, I think there's some neat stuff in there. It's a really good way to get started pretty quickly. All right. So basically, what I did, I took this starter and I grabbed this here. I'm just copying this. Okay. And here it is. So this is there's nothing in this repo. This is just that core, piece. I've got a few helpers for placeholders for things like this. But auth is set up for very basic stuff. Overall, really nothing here. Okay. Brand new repo, that we just grabbed. Okay. So one of the things we have in here is this, cursor tasks. Okay. So, previous video, I showed how I use cursor templates, where you do the instructions and do all the task and you do all the stuff. This is great. You're able to do, kind of copy paste some of these issues into the agent. I want to take it a step further, which is if you actually just take a markdown list of all of these things. Let me grab some of this extra stuff out of here. You can basically just have cursor grab this and start chewing away at it. And what's cool is because it's a checklist, you can have cursor go through and basically check off when it's done with each of these things. And because we're using Storybook, we can actually watch this kind of in real time. Go ahead and start building out some of these components. Okay, so we've got all this stuff here. Let me just double check that this is all right. React. Remember I put my cursor rules in here, so it knew exactly how to use my stack. This is good. Oh, actually, I do not want to use Shad. I want to use plain Tailwind. Shad's great. I just I don't know. I always have something kind of wonky happens with that. I got to figure out how to use Shad. If anybody knows a good tutorial, let me know. But let's see here. Yeah, never use Shad. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, so at the bottom here, actually, I'm kind of doubling down in this repo of using this cursor task thing. Let's see. Okay, this looks fine. So basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tag my tasks in here. And I'm just going to put this little prompt in here. So it basically says go through each task, and when you complete it, update the file and check it off. Run builds and commits. This kind of gives you a chance to have the thing just pause for a sec. I want to review and do things. So a little bit of a user in the loop thing there. You could probably go full YOLO on this. By the way, my YOLO rules are basically if it looks safe enough, go ahead and run it. Otherwise, don't. So that's kind of how I do things. Okay, so I'm gonna kick this off, and we'll just kind of see what it does. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of just checking things out here. It's already set up. Oh, I know what it's doing. The very first task is basically saying initialize everything and get it set up. So basically, it's already set up. So it's just kind of doing this. I probably should have just taken this out. But it's kind of cool to see that it's going through and doing stuff. Yes, lint. Okay, fine. not a huge fan of ESLint, but let's just see what that guy did. Yeah, okay, I don't really care. Okay, theme toggle, we got that. Okay, so this is for dark mode. Hey, neat. Sun and the moon. That's cool. Okay, and then it's going to create a storybook story. Okay, so I made this story. Now, one thing is, Storybook isn't running. I wonder if it's going to try to run it or not. Not yet. If it doesn't run it, here I'll just kick this off. There's my terminal. We'll see. Okay, so one thing that's cool, it just went and like marked off. Yeah, look at that. It made little X's there. Okay, so it's running the build. Let's go ahead and kick off Storybook just so you guys can see this. So this is part of this thing. It just opens it. Should pop this open. Okay. So here's our Storybook thing. And we got a little sun and a moon. That's so cool. Look at that. So here's the default. You can add custom classes. So it kind of added a few things to it. You can actually look in here and kind of see what the code is. It's basic stuff. It added some classes here. So yeah. So anyway, we made this little toggle. This is cool. Let's see what it's doing. Okay. So yeah, that looks good. And we're gonna move on. Now, this is something I'm gonna kind of yellow this just a little bit. Let this go. Just to kind of show you guys, how this thing is working. But it's just kind of going through here. I mean, maybe I'll just let this run and I'll just kind of do it on fast forward or something and just show you how it's doing it. Okay, so we created a button. What's next? Our button. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna do text input. Okay, let's check out Storybook. Let's just see what's doing. Aha. So there's our button. Hey, look at that. Nice button. We got primary state. Secondary. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now we have our text input. This looks nice. You can add a seed value. Oh, there's an error. So just really cool stuff. These are like basic building blocks of my app. It's making smart choices. Like obviously, you can go through and kind of theme these. You can give it more personality. But all that stuff is very easy to do after the fact once you have all of these components set up. I love that it's just fixing all these linter errors. And this is my favorite part. I love it when it just like checks. And what's nice is, we can let this run and cook for a bit. And, if we want to come back tomorrow and, you can see maybe the sun setting end of the day here. So I'll probably, just kind of kick this and let it go on tomorrow. But anyway, you guys kind of see the power of using this approach. And again, just like the ability for O3 to have it, I don't know how big this context window is of this model, but it must be massive because, it went from this like German transcript of this crazy app, and it basically built out this very detailed, nice set of instructions. It provided data. So looking at some of this stuff, this is actually like some of the data that we're going to need for our actual application. It's kind of in the legal space. So, it's not just doing foobar or whatever. It's actually doing, there it is. This is so cool. I love it. Okay. This is so fun. Default selection. It's going to just keep going, right? I can't wait. So I will do this. I will go ahead and let's stop the video. I'm going to stop the video here. You guys get the point. You guys can play with this. I'll show you guys maybe a screenshot at the end of kind of what this looked like. But anyway, give it a shot. This is pretty awesome. I can't wait for O3 to come out. It's going to be so cool. But in the meantime, it's neat that you can kind of hack your way around it and start to play with it with this. So if you guys like this, go ahead and subscribe. I've got lots of videos coming. I got a bunch of fun stuff that I'm working on. Anytime I'm starting a new project, it's a good chance for me to experiment and play around with a bunch of cool things. Also, go ahead and check out that next starter kit if you guys are looking for something. Try it out. Maybe I'll go through some of those pieces there. There's some neat things in there with. I got my 15 or 25. There's some neat things in there with a lot of different tools like Ingest for background jobs. If you guys aren't familiar with those, do some research. They're pretty neat, and would love for you guys to check that out. Let me know what you think. All right, take care. All right, guys. This is Kevin from the future. I'm back. I think it's been about 40 minutes or so since I stopped this video. And oh my gosh, wait until you see what this thing has done. I swear I haven't touched this. I haven't written a line of code. The one thing I did is at some point I started a new chat because it was just going nuts. I got to show you this. I've never seen anything like this before. I've done a lot of AI coding. This is just crazy. Okay, so again, where we left off, we were making these components, which is fine and interesting. We started to pull these together, and again, O3 just figured this out and just gave us step by step by step. You know, here's a question field with a text box in here, right? There's one at the text area. We're starting to use these components. Here's a little accordion, right? A little bit of things here. You know, we've got some details. Really cool to see all this information. Starting to pull together some things into these little, this is our knowledge base panel here. You search in here, right? Hey, that works. It's so cool. We got to fix that little microphone. Come on, O3. What you doing here, bud? My gosh. Okay, but you can see it's starting to like piece these pieces together into these, components, just like a human would, right? Probably better. And it's actually using real data, for this actual application that we pulled together. Here's a file uploader that I put together. Look at this. There's actually you actually upload files. Okay, this is so cool. Empty states. It's just so nice to have all this stuff here. A toast notification, so bing, so cool. Use these all over the place. These are really neat. It's just fun to play with all this stuff. This is great. This is stuff that's just takes a long time. Okay, now we're gonna start to put this thing together, right? So here's the header that we put together. I don't know if this will work. Oh, dark mode. That's so cool. Okay, it's got breadcrumb. Look at all this stuff here. It's got a custom title. This is crazy. Okay. Here's our sidebar. Oh, you can see, you can hover over this. There's the highlighted piece there. This is great. Okay, we got a last. So you can see here, we started to pull these pieces together, right? To start to build out our real application. This is our main layout with some of these pieces we saw before. I don't know if, yeah, look at that. You can search, hover states. So these are all of our components. Then we start to pull together the actual pages, right? So this is a 4-page SaaS app that we had. And look at this. It's just we've got the whole thing. We got the header, we've got dark mode, you can search here. It's got real data. These are actually the fields, for this step-by-step assessment application. There's that. Here's our next thing, the compliance. You can see here, nice little animations. I mean, just all the details are here. I mean, gosh, this is just it's, I couldn't even tell you how much work this is, that it's just literally one-shotting in less than an hour. Here's the next section. I honestly haven't looked at some of this stuff yet. It's got all this stuff in here. All these options for the risk assessment and security. Look at this. Can we add? Look at that. This is so cool. Okay, and then as we've been talking, we got this last page here. Sure enough. Our final thing. We have look at this. We can add all these. This is amazing. I can't describe. I've been doing AI coding for a while. I've seen some cool stuff. Honestly, I think this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm just and me that was supposed to would have spent days, if not weeks building out this. And what's so cool is like, this is not like thrown together HTML. It's actually using all these components and it's putting it together in this really clean, nice layout. That, like, of course there are things I can change. Of course there's going to be little things I need to fix, but like, holy cow, this is amazing. Look at it using these question fields. It's just, I'm going to stop talking because I just don't know how to express what I'm seeing here. But I give this a shot. I'm telling, like, if you have anything you need to do, remember, I just went through, gave a couple screenshots, literally a transcript of a video walkthrough in German, had it come up with a very detailed overview of exactly what that thing was. And then I just said, hey, give me a list of tasks to do that are about one story for an AI agent to go and do. And it's doing it. It's updating the whole thing. It's keeping track. You can see this, checking it off as it goes. It looks like we still have a couple more of these. I won't bore you with going through all these. But wow. You got to give this a shot. Again, I'm gonna keep going with this. You guys subscribe. I'll be doing some more videos. This is too exciting to just leave. So can't wait to show you more. Give it a shot. Let me know what you guys think. Would love to see if this is working for other people or if this is some special thing with just mine. But yeah. All right. I'm gonna go now. All right. See you guys later.